Hey guys, welcome back to Stitching with Your Besties. I'm Tracy and I thank you so much for coming back to my channel and watching my videos. It's been about a month since my last video and I thank you for coming back. My goal of this channel is that I hope you and I can become friends and that our love for stitching will bring us together, and I'm very thankful that you're here. This is the second time I've done this video, so you'll see me looking down a little bit because there's some things that I covered that I want to make sure I'm covering in this video. I had a fan turned on and you could barely hear me, so I've had to turn that off. So you're probably going to see some shine, but we'll work through it. Anyway, I do hope that you and I can become besties and that we can share our love for stitching and that we can get together on Zooms and stitch together, which will get us all stitching instead of sitting on the couch scrolling through our phone. I've never seemed ready in the last month to sit down and just devote the time, but today I shaved my legs. I worked in the yard and then took a shower, shaved my legs, which was way overdue, and even put some makeup on. I thought, you know what? Today's a good day to do a video. It's been raining here today. It's been a lot cooler. We were able to work out this morning. It was a nice morning, and I'll insert some video here. I don't know how we got so blessed today to have such a very mild summer day. It's like 79 degrees right now in the breeze, or 82 degrees in the breeze. Don't look at my yard too much. Still got a lot of work to do, but I'm working outside today because it's so pleasant. And the humidity was so low and so nice. So hubby and I got out there and worked in the yard. I am counting the days. I know we're not supposed to count down the days. I'm supposed to be here in the moment, but I look so forward to August coming because August means September is right around the corner, and summer is the least favorite season of mine here in Georgia. The humidity and heat is just almost a little too much to handle. So I look forward to September, even though it is still hot down here in southwest of Atlanta. So, but September, at least suits are coming around, football is here, and the weather has started to turn. So I hope you are getting lots of stitching done. There are a couple of days in the last week that I've thought I'm just going to sit and stitch, which is very difficult for me. I even listen to books on tape because I don't generally like to sit and read. It feels like a waste of time. And I know that seems weird, but I'm a type A perfectionist, and there's always something that needs to be cleaned, needs to be washed, needs to be painted, you know, all those things. And I just feel like I never get everything done that needs to get done. So I'm working on those negative thoughts, and there's a couple of days that I thought, you know, I'm just going to sit and stitch. So I will show you those two things that I'm stitching on. And yes, I said two. As a monogamous stitcher, that's crazy that I have two whips. I'm almost finished with one, and then I thought, oh, I'm so excited for fall that I started a fall project. So I'm going to show you those. Okay, so what has been going on in life lately? I told you that hubby had knee replacement surgery on June 9th, and then on June 18th, I went up to StitchCon, and the kids helped out, and so he's been recovering from that, and we have finally reached the 6-week mark of surgery. He will go to the doctor tomorrow and find out how he's doing and when he can go back to work. He has some range of motion that he still needs to work on, so we're working on that with PT. I think we have 2 PT sessions left. He's done really well, but I do find him doing things a little more than he should. So, you know, I posted a picture online of him changing a part on his truck, and it was help me get down onto the creeper so that I can slide under the truck and change this part. So he's ready to get moving, but he still has some limitations. So we're going to find out about that. We have both had a challenge of him being home for 6 weeks. We've loved it. We're ready. We think we're ready to retire. And then I think, oh my goodness, what are we going to do when he retires? Things that he watches on the TV are not things that I enjoy. So, you know, I go in and I look and he's watching a target shooting video, or, you know, camping full time video, or World War II. That's a lot on on the TV. And I'm over here thinking, okay, I would love to watch Call the Midwife or Emily in Paris. And, I just haven't been able to do a lot of that. So I find myself turning off my stitching videos, which he does not ask me to, but I'll turn them off if, he walks in the room and kind of sits down. And I don't want, every time I start to watch a video or something, he'll start talking, and it's just, he doesn't think about it. It's just like, hey, have I told you? I'm thinking, I just really want to watch this video in quiet. That's another thing I've noticed is I'm so used to being retired, and it's so quiet in the morning that I don't have anybody to talk to. He's gone to work, and we get up in the morning and I get my coffee and I get, my computer, and I start wanting to look at things that have gone on, and all of a sudden he's sitting here chatting, and I'm thinking, can you just be quiet? Quiet. So anyway, we're struggling with spending that time together, but of course it's all good, and we'll be just fine when he does get to retire. But oh my goodness, has it been a struggle. So that's been going on in life. What else has been happening? Let's see. Oh, also, since he has been home, my routines have been affected. So, I'm, like I said, I'm a type A person, and I have routines. I know every Sunday I clean the cat watering machines. Every Monday is a deep clean of the house. That's generally the days I do laundry. And so I have all those routines. Those have become a product of him being at home. I'm confused as to, what day is this, or he'll say, hey, you want to watch this with me? No, today's the day I clean the house. And I've also noticed that weeds have seemed to take over my outside this year for sure. And if I work on the inside, the outside suffers. So let's say I have Monday for working in the house all day. Well, the next day I've got more weeds to pull. If I work on the outside, which I try and do every morning by watering my plants and pulling weeds, the inside suffers. I run out of steam in the afternoon because I've been pulling weeds. My back hurts or whatever. So, that's been something that I've been trying to work on. I don't seem to have the energy to do all that I used to be able to do all on the same day. I did finally hire someone to mow the grass. He mowed the grass for me and stopped mowing, I think in 23, maybe 22. I think it was 22. And I called him back and said, hey, can you start coming back? So he's coming back, and hopefully that'll help. At least the yard will be mowed and weeded, or mowed, edged, and blown. And I won't have to worry about that. I can just kind of focus on watering and focus on weed pulling. I decided in 2020 that I wanted to keep my body moving as I aged, and I wanted to be a gardener. So I decided to get some raised beds and plant vegetables. And this year, our okra and our sun gold tomatoes have done so well. I have a very limited garden this year because I really did not want to have a garden. I had just lost my mom, and I didn't want to start all the seeds. And so anyway, I ended up, hubby convinced me because we do enjoy it so much, and fresh okra, there's just nothing like it. So I did a garden, and when I started in 2020, my yard is half of a yard is normal, and the other half of my big lot, and I do have a large lot, is a crater, a canyon. I don't know how else to explain it. And it was full of pine trees and sweet gum trees. And if you don't know what a sweet gum tree is, you're lucky. But they're a hardwood here in Georgia, and they drop these spiky brown balls, which I believe is their seed, all over your driveway, all over your yard. And that canyon, whatever you want to call it, was full of those trees. And what I noticed when I started gardening in 2020 was those trees were blocking the sunlight. So I put down the beds, and the following year I took some trees down, and I've continued to take some trees down each year. And this past year I had that hole in the backyard. I had them take down what I thought was going to be the perimeter trees that were blocking the raised garden beds. And they ended up taking down a lot of the trees in the hole or the cavern. And then they left the bodies of the trees there. And it looks like my yard has exploded. what has also happened in that time is because I put the raised beds down and I killed the grass that was in the backyard, I have caused a water issue in the backyard. So my neighbor's house is here, my house is here, and the neighbor next to me on the other side is below me, and the water runs from my neighbor's yard into my backyard. And since there's no grass there and there's no trees now in the hole, it's creating a cavern, a actual trench in the yard. In several places the water's been so bad, so we're going to have to get that fixed professionally. So the raised beds are going to come out this year. That we're only going to keep 4, and we're going to try and have that area fixed. And because of that, my yard has exploded with weeds, and I just cannot keep up. I think I have 2.5 acres of land back there, and it's pretty much, other than the trees on the side of the yard, it's pretty much gravel for the camper and weeds. So it's a constant battle, and I just wonder, how you guys do it. Again, I think it's important to keep our bodies moving at our age, and that's what I wanted to do, was garden. So that's what's going on in my life. A couple of other things that are going on is we had a water heater go out last Thursday. Today is Wednesday, July 23rd. And last Thursday, the water heater started leaking when we came downstairs to the basement. You are currently in my studio, which is in the basement. And the water heater went out and started leaking on the floor. So here I have hubby with a knee replacement, me with bad arthritis, him not able to do a lot, and he was determined he was going to replace a 125-pound water heater. He wanted to do the tankless, which is a lot less heavy, or a lot lighter. However, we couldn't get one in time to replace a water heater, and he was kicking himself saying, I should have bought that and had it on standby. Our water heater was about 13 years old, so it was time to change, and he knew it was coming. He kept saying, I'm going to have to replace that water heater. So me and him, almost 61 and almost 64, changed out that water heater, and it took us all day Friday. And we finally got that done. And then we also had to replace the AC in our camper. We purchased an AC in our camper July of 23. We fixed it, went on a trip in September, but on that trip, we were gone for 3 weeks. It was South Dakota and Colorado, and we really didn't need the AC at that time. We came home, we went on a trip in June of 24 and used the AC then, and then we didn't use the camper again, and the air conditioner broke, brand new air conditioner. So we have now, after the water heater on Friday, the son-in-laws came over and got up on the roof of our camper and put the air conditioner in, and then hubby was able to go inside and do all the tweaking from the inside, changing out that. So it's been kind of a very eventful time. We're going to have to get the truck fixed. It's got some issues that hubby cannot fix because we just don't have the equipment. So I'm kind of grateful for that. My grandkids are starting in a new school, so if you guys would say prayers for me. They're leaving their private school and going to public school, and one's going to be in 4th grade and one's going to be in kindergarten. So we just pray for a very healthy year. Also, I did some finishing this time to show you guys. I can't wait to show you. But my bestie came over and helped me create this. And I never learned to sew. And being that type A perfectionist that I'm learning not to be, I was always critical of myself. So I just would not do it. And she's helping me learn to sew, go slow. So I'll show you my finish. And another thing that I did is my other bestie, one of my other besties turned 60, and we gave her a little surprise birthday party. So she came over thinking she was just going to have dinner, and she was supposed to be on a cruise, and her son got injured, and so she had to cancel the cruise to stay home and take care of him. He's not married, so she had to cancel that. So she was kind of disappointed. So I invited our friends over and said, come on over and let's do a little quick surprise. So that's what's been going on. Since I'm talking about life, I'll talk real quickly about what I've been watching. I watched Nona's on Netflix. If you have not watched that, it's precious. I just, yeah, I just loved it. And it really brought up the feelings of, I miss my grandmother. I miss the times of having a grandmother. I miss the times of having a mom. And, you know, being a child, there's nothing that feels more comforting than having that family. But it's such a good show. Hubby and I are rewatching Justified. I don't know if you've ever watched that, but we're rewatching that. One of our favorite shows is Battlestar Galactica, the new series, or the new seasons of it. I think it was 2003, 2005, somewhere around there. And we can't get that. We're going to have to watch that on DVD. So those are the shows that I'm watching, besides a lot of World War II on YouTube. Oh, and the history of food. We get to watch the history of food. Yeah. All right, so let me get started with I think I've told you all that's going on in life. Let me get started with my whips. And y'all, I have 2 whips, not one, but 2. Tracy, the Monogamous Stitcher. I actually was sitting here stitching my stitch, and I was like, you know what? I feel like starting this beautiful fall stitch. And so I have, but I want to show you first that I am stitching, that I'm almost done with. Primrose Cottage American Celebration. And I already showed you that one. I'm going to put this up. But I absolutely love this. And I'm right here at the end of the triangles. And all I have to do is finish that. So I'm looking so forward to doing this, or to finishing. And here's my stitch. It's absolutely my favorite. I could stitch Patriotic, I think, probably more than anything. I'm hoping to put this into a frame just like she finished here. I'm hoping to get the blue and red. I know Lindsay's dad is doing some frames, but I hear it's very difficult to get one of his products. So I'll probably take it to Michael's or Hobby Lobby and have them finish it. But I'm so excited. And I got here and decided, hey, you know, I really need to start something in autumn. I know it was stitching or Jolly July, and I did a finish on Jolly July, so I'll show you that. But I'm not stitching Christmas yet. But I am stitching for fall. Finally, a Farm Girls, The Gathering Gourd. Look at that. So I found this at the All Things Disney retreat in May. Finally a Farm Girl was actually there and at the retreat, and she had her table set up. This was gorgeous. It was so beautiful. So I purchased that, and I was like, I really want to start this. So my second whip, can you believe I'm saying that, is here. I'm stitching this on 32 count. Let me tell you, 32 count, fiber on a whim, Lugana even weave with the color of Cypress. Cypress is the color, 32 count. It's got a green tone to it. Look at that. Yep. So the patriotic stitching has been put on hold because now I'm obsessed with this. Isn't that beautiful? Look at those colors. It's going to be so pretty, and I'd love to finish it like she did, which was on, I've never done one of these, but I'm hoping I can finish it the same. I guess it's on the A-frame. Is that what it's called? But absolutely gorgeous. So I'm so excited for that. And those are my whips. I finished, I showed you that last time, American Alphabet. So yeah, I don't have a finish, but I do have a fully finished, and I can't wait to show you that. Okay, so as you know from watching my videos, it was 35 years. I think my middle child was probably 2 when I quit stitching. I ended up having to get a job. We had moved home from Georgia. I needed to get a job. I started working full time, and my husband was no longer in the military, and it was like, I just don't have time to stitch. And so I put it to the side, and it was about a 35-year hiatus, and came back in 2023. And the chart that brought me back was Primrose Cottage's Welcome to the North Pole. And my bestie showed me the video, and it was Lindsay saying, all you have to do is do one section of the chart at a time. In 6 months, from June to December, you should have it done, and then you can finish it. And I ended up starting it at the end of June and finished in mid-October. But we had gone on our long camping trip that year that I was telling you about with the AC. And I had the time to work on it while we were camping. So I finished it with my bestie's help. And it's actually, I've got to stitch these little guys on, the little red tabs. But there's my finish. Welcome to the North Pole. I used a hanger from, I'll put it here. I put it on the Primrose Cottage Facebook group. Fripperies MP, I believe. Fripperies MP on Etsy. And this was Snowflake 2, and it's a 10-inch. They are very delicate, and they will break. I just wanted to warn you. But I'm so proud of this. As you can see, I still need to put some Velcro here. But look at how cute. Just absolutely love it. And I couldn't have done it without my bestie. So that's my finish. I want to show you, take the time to show you my haul. Let me move this out of the way. Make sure I don't break that. Well, I do want to show you that I am going to finish Liberty. So I stitched this, I finished this in 2024, last year. And I have not finished it except to put it on a board. And I think what I'm going to do is I've got this new Krynic tool. I've watched a couple of videos on it. I'm going to make my own cording, and I'm going to use DMC 312, which is this pretty blue that I think will go nicely. And I'm going to use DMC 817 red. And I probably will add the white if I can do 3 colors. I'm going to try. So I'll use 5200. But I thought that those colors would look pretty good. So I'll do a cording around here. And then I do have some fabric that I'm going to use. And it's just I'm going to have it displayed and standing up. So I'll hopefully we'll have that ready for you next go around. All right. So having said that, I do want to show you my haul. And I have purchased a few things. I went to Primrose Cottage hoping to get that free chart for the grand opening. Congrats to them. I didn't get it. I guess too many had gone out and I didn't get it in my bag, so I was kind of sad. But I do want to show you that I got some fabrics from them. This is called the Vintage Charm group of fabrics. It is a fat quarter bundle, and because I do love patriotic stitching, I got some patriotic fabric or some colored fabric that will go in this beautiful, I hope you can see this because I can't see what's on the screen. I have you turn the right way. This one says, sweet life, memories, butterflies, happy, giggle, just a whole bunch of wonderful little words. But that package is called Vintage Charm. So I'm all excited about having those. I got that from Primrose Cottage. And then I have the other group of fabric that I purchased, which was Red, White, and Blue Flowers Curated from Primrose. Of course, we all love a good gingham. But look at this all together. Isn't that just beautiful? So I can't wait to finish my patriotic or my summer stitches with those. I also got some navy craft rickrack, and I believe this is, anyway, I will put a link to this because it is from China. I think I ordered it from Amazon. And I think it's probably 3/4 of a rickrack. This one I got from Fat Quarter Shop, and it doesn't say its size either. Let's see. 3/8. So this is probably a 1/2 inch of navy blue. And I was thinking how pretty it would look, you know, with my 4th of July stitching. All right, so this one is called the Large Alpine. It's 3/8 of an inch rickrack. Love the spools. Definitely I'm going to use those and save them. Look at how pretty. And it's Lori Holt. And it's the Large Alpine. This one is called Cloud from Lori Holt. It is a 3/8 inch rickrack. And it's 12 yards. Again, it's on that lovely spool. And it's called a Large Cloud. And it's just a pretty white. And then the last one I got from Fat Quarter is Large Denim. And I thought this would be great with some of that 4th of July fabric as well in my stitching. So absolutely gorgeous. And I think that's all I purchased. I did want to show you some other things that I have finished, which I have not sprayed this yet. This is going to be for one of my stitches. But I had some time and I thought I'm going to go ahead and put her together. This is Paisleys and Polka Dots, Witchy Cross Stitch, I think is how it's called. So I just need to put the coat of protectant on it, and then I'll put a cross stitch that fits in this area. You can see my glue, but isn't she cute? I did some speckles on her hat, and this right here was from my stash that I just cut and kind of glued up there. So absolutely love that. And I don't know if I showed you this one last time, but this is also from Paisleys and Polka Dots. Finished this. I did spray this one already, so I really like it. It is for Take Me to the Pumpkin Patch, and I believe that's a Stitching with the Housewives pattern. But you can put anything of fall in there. But isn't that just precious? So I can't wait to display these. So I finished those. So I did some finishing on painting. I did some finishing on cross stitch. So I've been trying to focus and you know, pay attention. Who have I been watching? Every Saturday, I watch Stitching with the Housewives with Priscilla and Chelsea, and I have been doing it since I came back into cross-stitching in 23, and I even went back all the way to their beginning videos. And I think I made it up to 375, and of course, I've watched ever since. I'm sure if you watch Stitching with the Housewives, you know that Priscilla had some devastating news where she's going to be battling some cancer. And all of our prayers and hearts go out to her and Chelsea. They're going to keep business as usual, which I absolutely love. And Priscilla is saying she's going to be wearing some fun wigs. And so she seems to have a really good attitude about it. She's lost a ton of weight. So we pray for her health. We pray for her full healing. And we're going to continue to watch her videos and order her charts. And hopefully we can continue to bless them. But I watch them. I also watched my friend Mel of Hope Stitches. Mel and I met at StitchCon, and I absolutely love her. I hope that she and I can get on a Zoom call sometime soon and stitch and keep our friendship growing. Or maybe I can fly to Phoenix. Hint, hint, Mel. I think she's a principal, and so I'm sure she's very much busy with school at this point. I have watched 2 videos of Chris, the camping stitcher, and I love her camping stories. We also camp. But I love Chris. I think she's so talented, and, you know, I just love watching her. I've also watched Lenny and Roberta at the Sable Stitchers, and Lenny also had a diagnosis, a cancer diagnosis, and is working toward healing as well. And so we pray for her and her full recovery as well, and grace and mercy. I also watched Nicole Spohr and her dang patriotic box. Oh my goodness. You know, she's a lovely human, and I don't know how she gets it all done. I don't. I'm just so impressed. I think she must be very focused and very disciplined. But anyway, if you have not seen her do that patriotic box, which is the Primrose Cottage chart, please go watch it. It's amazing. I also watched Goose, and of course we love her and her glasses, and she's crazy, and her kitty Gracie and her Grace, and she is on a Discord server. I don't know if you know that about Goose. If you go watch her videos, she should have a link. I don't know anything about Discord, I'm not on it. I've never been on it until this time that she mentioned her Discord. So I've got on. It's a little confusing to me, but I'm learning. I'm getting in there. I'm a silent viewer at this point. You know, I'm learning there, but I enjoyed watching her videos. I know Lindy Stitches just had a retreat online as well. And I had signed up in December for the last Jingle Ball. And we had just flown home on Friday, I think, when it started from Europe. And we had jet lag. And I remember when I signed up thinking, okay, I'm just going to be getting home. But I thought I could at least get through, you know, trying it out. And I think I went on one time and I didn't pay attention. So I'm learning Discord, and I'm hoping to be back at the Jingle Ball this year so I can learn how Lindy Stitch's retreat goes online. And of course, I told you that I watched Nona's on Netflix. I highly recommend. I do want to say that I am still looking into Zoom stitching, and I am trying to put that together. I do a Zoom stitch with my besties from the Disney retreat, and we had great success with that. Loved it. Love spending time together. So I will get that going, and I will let you guys know when that's going to be out there so that we can stitch together as friends. I also want to bring up one of my favorite things, and I'd like to do this every video and talk about what I'm liking and what I'm not liking. And right now I'm not liking my husband who's looking around the corner and distracting me. Okay, I think he's done. Okay, I want to, on my videos, start sharing a favorite thing every time I do a video. And I'm hoping that you will also share in the comments below something that you're absolutely loving. And that way we can get to know each other better. Again, I'm hoping to do Zoom so we can get to know each other better. I'm hoping to learn from your stitching in the comments. So please enter a comment below so you and I can talk. Right now, I don't have enough comments, so I'm able to answer all the comments. So if you will, obviously I would love for you to like and subscribe, but I'd also love to talk with you in the comments until we get that Zoom going. So I want to do a new portion of my videos for things that I'm enjoying or that I really like, some of my favorite things. And the one that I want to show you this time, and I'm going to insert some video of me washing my face, are the Olay cleansing melts. As you can see, all you do is take, it's like a little tiny piece of paper, and you put it in your hand, put it in the water, and rub your hands around. Make sure you get it nice and activated until it's melted, and then you put it on your face. It takes off all my makeup. It washes my face well. I absolutely love these little things, and they're just little tabs of fabric or cleanser. They're great to travel. I actually used them for the StitchCon, but oh my gosh, I just love them. I want to keep using them. So Olay Cleansing Melts are my favorite daily facial cleanser. That's my favorite thing this video. Share with me your favorite things, and let's be besties. All right, so I think I've talked fast, and I think I hopefully have a good video because I haven't tested the way I'm sitting. I just hit record. I hope you have a great rest of your July. Hubby and I are hoping to go on a little camping trip before he goes back to work. So I'm going to get lots of stitching done. I'll take some videos. I hope you have a wonderful end of July. My birthday's coming up, 1st of August. So we're going on a trip, and I will see you in the middle of August and let you know how things are going. Please pray for the grandbabies in school. Please pray for all the folks that have cancer. And you know what? Just prayers all around. It just really helps. Thank you guys, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye.